to Hunter Tuned. Today I'm working on the EK Sheepy built car. I did some stuff to it already this morning and got it running and idling, as you've seen. And I kind of just let the car run for a little while and see if everything was good and see if there's any oil leaks after leaving it run for a few minutes, and there's still not really any oil leaking anywhere. So I think this motor's okay leak-wise, but I did have to adjust some things to get it to run. I actually went into the tune and I added in like 30% fuel at idle because it was literally pegged lean off the gauge when it was running. So I added some fuel into the tune, and then the car still wouldn't actually stay running. Like if you lifted your foot off the gas, the car would die. So I came out here and I just adjusted the throttle stop screw right here. It's just this little bolt guy, sits under the throttle blade, and or throttle actuator fucking thing, whatever. So I adjusted that, I spun it, and now it idles at like 1500 RPM. And I might try to adjust it now a little bit more that it's going to be running. But I just wanted to do some loose ends on the car first before we kind of lowered it back down on the ground and, you know, started tuning. I also had to fix this K-tune tensioner. I just put another washer spacer on the back side of the tensioner down there, and that moved the pulley over to the right more, and now the belt rides right in the middle of the pulley like it should, and the edge of the pulley is not digging into the belt anymore like it was. So all that is fixed. I'm just going to get the car back down onto the ground now, I think. Check the fluids over and give it a heat cycle. All right, guys, actually, before I put this car back down on the ground, I'm doing an oil change on it quick because I checked the dipstick yesterday and it was a little bit low, and I jacked it up in the air and ran it for a little while, and I just checked it again and there's like nothing on the dipstick. So figured I'd give this thing an oil change and drain out the old fuel-filled oil that's in here. And then he also wanted to switch this car over to Schaefer's, the oil that I recommend. So I am going to be putting some Schaefer's in this thing with a Wix oil filter instead of the junk Fram filter that was on it. I can't stand Frams. And in the meantime, when I was down there trying to change the oil and whatnot, I did find an oil leak. On the Moroso oil pans, they have a plug on the front of the pan, and then they have a plug on the back of the pan, and this block off plug on the back of the oil pan was actually leaking. So I think it was leaking because there was no sealant on the threads at all, and I'm just going to put a little bit of RTV around the threads on this guy and then put it back into the pan, and hopefully that oil leak will be fixed. Then we can fill this thing up with new oil and finally get it back onto the ground. Oh, hi, what's up?
Someone's got to record the video when you don't want to.
Hang on, I gotta grab the Ostrich 2.0.
What do we do on a rainy day?
Tune a fucking slow car.
Tune a slow car.
Ooh. This is why I hate chrome and chips and stuff, because this always happens. The chips all bend and you gotta bend them back into place, and then they bust off and you gotta buy a new cable every time. Like, I go through these every month.
Actually that close. What? I did. I already showed them all, Gus.
Gus does not like to be helped.
Oh! Is this keyless? Wow. Y'all ever seen a keyless entry Honda?
That's called the 2000. What'd you say?
Shut the camera off, goddammit.
Oh, okay. I'll get right on that.
I hate you so much.
Hey, Mountain Dew, sponsor me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, wanna give a shout out to HondaTech.com and all the homies with the Civic hatchbacks with H22s in them and spoon engines and all that good shizzle for Rizzle, my nizzle. I'm just stunning on this one. Type 4. It ain't a tight car if it ain't a tight 4. I drop a 4-door LS. Holla. Yeah, shout
is it raining out?
A little bit.
It is raining a little bit
Why aren't we getting wet?
because we have the undertune tent.
Huh.
We need a boat. You got a boat now?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, bud. All right, so we just blew Christian's car up. No joke. We were doing a pull and I let off the gas and it started smoking
Like a lot.
like a lot. And I think it busted a ring or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then we go to park it and the timing belt was like fucking
180.
180 off. So we're thinking it bent valves or something. We're just gonna throw the timing back on where it was and see if it runs. But I think it busted a ring. It is on pump gas and it is a completely stock engine
Oh yeah.
and whatnot, but whatever.
That's
what you get for playing around.
I will be going to E85 now.
Yeah.
Christian, how do you feel about this?
It's whatever, you gotta pay to play, so I'm not too mad.
In other words, you don't give a shit.
No.
The best part is you don't have that much money into it, so it's not like you're losing your fucking.
No.
You're not losing a. Like, you know, life savings.
I'm really not losing anything by this happening.
Right. And plus, we got parts for single cams all over.
Yeah, I have an extra head. I have a full head. I have valves. Like, I'm not too worried. You gotta save the turbo with a soup can.
And the tensioner wasn't loose, so I have no idea why the belt came loose, but the belt was really loose.
Yeah. Good thing I got my boost controller.
You want to really blow it up?
And the best part is this motor has had like 5 pounds of oil pressure its whole life.
Until I first started up on 2050. Hey Michael,
What?
what do we do when we blow piston rings? You add more boost. So right now we are hooking up a it's just like an eBay like $20 boost controller.
clone.
Yeah, Block's clone. And we're gonna toss 11 pounds at it and see what we can do, because chrome gold only goes up to 11 on the stock map sensor. So that's what we're doing right now. Hunter, what do we do when you run out of, or when you bust a piston ring?
Turn the boost up.
You turn the boost up.
Make sure it's really broken. All right, guys, we are back home now. We were playing with Christian's car quite a bit today. Kind of took a break from the Sheepy built EK hatch here. This thing's doing good. I changed the oil on it today. I fixed the tensioner, fixed a few oil leaks, and yeah, it starts up and idles good now. So I'm just gonna have to play with the tune up a little bit tomorrow. I think the weather is supposed to be good tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have some dry roads and you know, nice day out to actually be outside and drive the car around. Because obviously I wouldn't want to drive this car in the rain, especially with you know, a Driggs. It's got Mickey Thompson ET Streets on it, and you know, open exhaust out of the hood. If you're driving that in the rain, you know, it might not be the best day in the world. Anyways, we're gonna move on though. I'm gonna just do a couple more things on it. I just want to try to get that fuel pump hat on and see if I can move that wiring around quick and see if I can get that installed onto the fuel pump assembly there. But with Christian's car, I wanted to kind of give you guys an update because we didn't really talk about it a whole lot. We went out and we went driving the car and everything was good. The car was like down on power and I didn't really know why. I figured it had a boost leak or something because the car's had 100 different boost leaks with the PVC pipe and whatever. And I did a pull with it, and it was kind of struggling a little bit, and I lifted, and it started smoking. The air fuel and everything was good. It was in the 11s. It only has 20 degrees of timing in it at like 7 pounds of boost, so it's not really a timing issue, but I lifted off the gas and it started smoking, so I limped it back home, shut it off, and we checked the cam timing on the car, and the cam was like fucking 7 or 8 teeth off. So that was crazy. I can't believe the thing even ran. And I'm like, okay, that makes total sense now, because if the cam timing is off, the distributor timing is going to be off as well. If you have one off, you're going to have the other off. So like, you know, one end of the cam, if this end of the cam is turned all the way this way, the distributor is going to be, you know, all the way that way too for timing. So the timing was probably way too far advanced or retarded, built a bunch of heat, and, you know, melted the piston. If you had an E85, this might have been alleviated, because the E85 just is naturally a cooler burning fuel, and you can get away with, you know, fucking up once in a while. So that's why I like running the E85. It's kind of a safety net when you're tuning cars. But anyways, we ended up coming back home, and I reset the ignition timing. We tightened the belt as tight as we could get it, because it was really loose. I don't know what he did when he put it together. I tightened it and then retightened it, and then it came loose, and then whatever. So I don't know if he's got like a bad tensioner or the belt is stretching or something, because it's just a cheap eBay setup. Like the whole motor is like evergreen gaskets and the cheapest timing belts and whatever. So like his car is just, he's having fun with it with the budget he's got. And I give him hella props for, you know, getting out there and playing with a car and breaking it and whatever, because you learn a lot. And in this instance, we did learn some stuff. Christian learned some stuff. And we threw the timing belt back on and retimed the engine and fired it up, and it had a dead miss. So we're like, okay, it's hurt, whatever. Let's just throw the boost controller on it and turn it up. And we turned it up to like 11 or 12 pounds right before the boost cut on chrome with the stock map sensor, and it boogies. Like, it still rips really good. So I think he's just gonna ship it for now. It's fucking mint, guys. His car is mint. He's just gonna run it, I think. We might just take the head off and the oil pan like the Boosted Boys did down in Florida, and we might pop a new piston in the one hole that's all messed up, because I have like literally piles of stock Honda pistons and rods. Like this whole tote over here is full of stock rods and pistons, and so is this one. So and I got some more in the shed. So we got some rods and pistons we can just throw in his car to get it running again, whatever. Not a big deal. All right, so I'm in the back of the car now, and I'm kind of just checking out some of this stuff to see if I can fit this billet unit here to go over the fuel pump hanger here. And from just moving the wiring out of the way, when I go to put this billet hat on, it doesn't actually clear, because there's a gap down here, as you can see, because this hat is not deep enough to accommodate for the big AN fittings that are coming out of this thing. I don't know really how you would solve this. You'd probably have to just get 90s straight out of the hanger and then get a straight fitting onto that, instead of having the big 90, you know, coming off of the fitting. So I don't know what he really wants me to do about this. I'm probably not going to be able to do anything with it, because, you know, like I said, you'd have to change these fittings around in order to actually make this guy work. And I don't have any fittings laying around, and I don't really know exactly what he wants to do with it. So probably just going to leave it like this for now. But while I was back here, I was messing with it and just kind of turning the key forward. And I turned the key forward one time, and it sounded a little different. You hear that? Hear the difference? See, sometimes both of them work, and then sometimes only one works. Now, I was looking at this wiring too, and more wiring with this car. And these grounds right here are literally just kind of stuffed under this bolt. Look at this. I just ripped those out, and I just ripped those out. So there's grounds for the fuel pumps and the relay here. So I'm gonna have to get a proper connector for this and try to get a ring terminal and put it under this bolt here where they had it grounded. This will work, but you need an actual ring terminal on that, because these things would probably just come loose, and, you know, sparky sparky, gassy gassy, kaboomy kaboomy, if you know what I mean. So try to get that sorted out quick. Okay guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed us messing around with Christian's car and the little updates with this built ass EK hatch. Hopefully we'll have some more footage of this thing tomorrow. I'm gonna try to start pumping out daily videos again for you guys. I know you guys are liking it, and the views on the channel have been very good. I can't thank you guys enough for watching the videos and subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all that kind of stuff. I can't thank you guys enough. All the websites orders too have been killing it. I never thought I'd make as much money as I am just on my website, which is awesome. Just trying to keep that money and put it in a savings account so I can buy this fucking dyno. I'm really trying to get the dyno, but it sucks when you got a life to live and bills to pay. It's kind of hard to save money sometimes, but we're trying to do the best we can with what we got, and we're just gonna keep trucking, keep giving her as hard as we can, and hopefully, you know, we'll have some good outcome out of it. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys, and we will catch you tomorrow for another video, hopefully. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Have a good one.